Okay, part two of the moon wobble. I said I wasn't going to spend much time looking at this. I think I spent way too much time looking at this. But anyway, it's something that is only added to my understanding, so that is okay. Um, Not going to go back and talk about everything I talked about in the first video, but kind of where I left off at the last time I was looking at emailing. I had emailed these two people that were tagged in the article that came out about the moon wobble and how horrible everyone was talking about how this coastal flooding was going to be in the mid 2030s. And they did, in quick fashion, send me the article. And again, I will back up. When you email a professor or NASA, you could almost kind of coin it to a corporate organization. If you go at it in a way that you're just hungry for the information, you have limited understanding, and you're just trying to fill in some gaps about what it is you're trying to figure out, it's practically like almost always they will email you back. If you go at it in a sense to where you're telling them you're calling bullshit and this is crazy and NASA's stupid and blah blah blah, you're not going to get anything back. So if you want to find information, you got to make nice with people, and maybe that could be applied to a whole lot of other people you come in contact with in your life. But I won't go into that right now. But they did send me the article. Rapid increases in extreme months in projections of United States high tide flooding. Oh, I was so excited. I get to read the article, and then bum, bum, ba-dum, it's behind a paywall. And had it been in a more legitimate scientific journal, I may have paid the big whopping $9 to rent the article. But the more I've looked into this nature climate change this week, man, it's like it is propaganda on top of propaganda. And so I wasn't going to go into all this. Now, I did, at least in this, they did cite a ton of reference material. And there is where I did track down a whole lot of information, or let's just say perspectives on information, because I know, and it's people believe a lot of different things about this planet, a lot of different things about the moon and the sun, and I get that. I'm in a place to where I'm just standing back from the information and without bias. When things pique my interest, I go at things, of a more in depth way. But I can't just sit on one side of, the spectrum. You kind of got to look at the whole shinola. And I did, and I'm not going into a whole lot of that here. But anyway, the moon wobble itself, the term wobble, is so much more used in a astrology sense, and it is not really used in scientific circles to a grand extent. What it is lead to, and I am going to link a couple things down below in either the comments or the video description. This article right here from Judith Young in 2010, she is deceased 2014, unfortunately. Beautiful article to read. Easy to read, easy to understand for just about anybody. And she actually built a monument at the University of Massachusetts. And it's just intriguing. It just seemed like I looked at a little of her background, a little of her career, and it just seemed like she was just a gem and left something for everybody for many years to come. And so I'll drop this down in the comments for you to read if you would like to. But the appropriate word would be a lunar standstill, not a wobble. Okay. Again, NASA's way to mislead and confuse and just just all around shake you up, so that at the end of the day you don't know what the hell's going on. And they do a meticulous job at that. But so anyway, but what I'm finding is this, I came across this because I was actually looking for what are the dates of the lunar standstill. You know, what is this time frame? Where is it recorded? I found it here, and I found confirmation of these dates in other places as well. So what we're coming up on in 2024 and 2025, we're going to be coming up on a major lunar standstill, and that's where the moon progresses at a larger degree. That way it traverses in its monthly, if you can kind of wrap your mind around, we know the sun, it goes through its solstice, from solstice to solstice, basically, how it progresses in the sky over the course of a year. The moon does the same thing, but it does it on a monthly basis. But in that monthly basis, every 18.6 years, it reaches its two extremes, if you will. That way, in a major lunar standstill, it is in its monthly progression, it goes farthest north and farthest south. In a minor lunar standstill, it goes its least amount of difference north to south. Every month it does. It doesn't rise and set in the same place night after night. It does. And it can kind of blow your mind if you go out 2 weeks later and look at the moon. It's like, wow, it's setting way over there now. What happened? And that may kind of lead to people thinking that the earth is wobbling and the earth is going to flip and all that stuff. And the earth may be wobbling and may be going to flip. But I don't think that's the clue in as far as if that's happening or not. So I emailed the person tagged at the end of this, and that is obviously because Judith Young is no longer with us. I had emailed him, and he sent back a nice reply, gave me, for him, probably didn't take him very long to write this out to me, but, and I wasn't looking for controversy in the NASA article. My main question to him was, now that I had a better grasp of major and minor lunar standstills, I saw that NASA's prediction was pushing us into, we will be in the time of a minor lunar standstill at that point in time. And I know major and minor don't really attribute to the exacting of the tides, but I was just curious, and so my question to him was, so during a minor lunar standstill, is the moon's effect on tides greater or less than at a major lunar standstill? And he had given me stuff. I'll copy and paste this and put it down in description. But here's the thing: it's like he gave me a lot to look at and go on. But one of the things that kind of went against the NASA narrative right away, whether he was meaning to or not, I don't know. But, and maybe not, because at the very beginning, he said, I saw the news stories too. I haven't dug deeper, but I think I can offer a few suggestions. And very thankful for him that he did. But here we go. It says, at the times of the major lunar standstills, the moon gets farthest north and south of the equator. So it can increase the size of the tidal bulge more at mid-latitudes, like the U.S. coast. Conversely, tides get highest in the tropics at the minor lunar standstills. So that shoots a big hole in the NASA theory right then. Or I hate to use the word theory. The NASA, whatever. I don't want to say the exact word what I'm thinking. But it comes down here, it says none of this is really new science. But I think NASA scientists were cautioning that when we are on the declining part of how these cycles contribute to mid-latitudes, we shouldn't be fooled into thinking, in a lot there, but basically kind of reading between the lines, it's like we shouldn't be fooled in thinking that climate change isn't going to kill us, and this and that, and this and that. Maybe I'm reading too far into that one on him. But, so anyway, going to leave this link. But understand there's almost nothing of that NASA article holds water. A little pun there. But I was looking at, it's like, what was this 1728 thing? Why is all these articles saying, oh, 17 first discovered in 1728? This was first discovered, and well, they didn't discover the moon wobble in 1728, for crying out loud. Stonehenge tracks the standstill. It tracks the solstice of the sun and the moon, and it's like, so this wasn't discovered in 1728, but still, oh my God, I spent so much time trying to find out what's this 1728 thing coming to. And do I have it up right here? Here it is. I think it came out of an article off of Nature Climate Change. And, but I was still, finally, there was a link to this. Well, it linked to this letter written in 1728. Bradley J. account of a new discovered motion of the fixed stars. And I'd read this thing, and luckily I was starting to read the first part of it, and they did talk a little funny back in 1728. And somebody may think I talk funny right now, and that's okay. But I'll leave the link down to this, but honestly, I don't know what you're going to get out of it. But I read, I guess there's a very big, book, and this was just, they took this snippet that this person was talking about, directly. But I read the whole thing, all the pages. It doesn't talk anything about the moon progression, moon standstill, moon wobble, moon nothing. It was all basically focused in on Draco's. And so again, it's I'll leave the link, excuse me, but don't waste your time with that one. Definitely spend some time here. If you're curious about this major and minor lunar standstills, check out this paper. Very good job. And it's something it's like this lady left something behind for everybody, for generations and generations to come. Took the time to really do something active to kind of bring a little bit of above to us down below. And so anyway, I'm leaving it at that. I'll definitely look more into this, and it's something I'm never not going to pay attention to again. It's like, as I'm watching the moon come up and rise and fall, these standstill events are always going to be on my mind. And so it can't take away from your life if you waste a whole day reading over articles. Somehow, some way, you will benefit from it. And I will back it up that if you're going to make outlandish claims without doing any real independent research on your own and forming an understanding based on, to the best we can compile, like a factual type of an evidence. If you're just listening to a news clip or watching a YouTube video and forming your opinions, then you're doing an injustice to yourself. You deserve to take the time. So turn off Netflix and pick up a book or something like that. But all right, I'm out. See y'all. Sorry for the echo in here. I'm actually sitting in what is going to be my grow room. Not growing anything that would get me put in jail, but anyway. So yeah, y'all peace out. Be full of love, full of life, and keep looking up. And if it smells like bullshit, it's probably bullshit. And do a little background research, and then you'll be more informed to help other people see through the veil. And if we can all together just in one unison just reach up and pull that veil down, and let true knowledge come, and let the full reality of our humanity blossom. Peace.